I'm concerned about this plea at this point, Your Honor, and I would ask the court not accept it and set this for trial.
This is case number 24135512 FH People versus Brian Douglas Florian. He's here for a pretrial conference. Is there an offer that the people are making, Ms. Robinson?
Your Honor, the offer is once again that the defendant would enter a plea to the OWI third offense, and the people would offer a reduction to a second offense for successful completion of sobriety court.
What's your understanding of the offer, Mr. Greer?
I did, Your Honor.
Has he been accepted and has he started the sobriety
Your
course?
Honor's got one more phase to go through. From when I talked to the guy that was the director, he didn't see any problems. He thought that he was going to be successfully admitted.
All right. And Ms. Robinson, if he's not accepted into the sobriety court, it would be a sentence within the advisory guidelines?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Is that your understanding as well, Mr. Greer?
It is.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Florian?
What was the, if I'm not accepted, what's the outcome?
Jail within the advisory guidelines?
Yeah.
Ms. Robinson, have you scored his advisory guidelines, or Mr. Greer?
I have it was 0 to 9, Your Honor.
I believe it's right in that range as well, Your Honor.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't go.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear oath or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do, Your Honor.
All right, so the charge that you're entering a guilty plea to reads as follows: that on or about September 25th, 2024, that you were in Big Prairie Township, Durango County, State of Michigan, that you committed the crime of operating while intoxicated, third offense. Do you understand that?
I do.
That you did operate a motor vehicle on Chestnut Avenue while under the influence of alcoholic liquor or having a bodily alcohol content of 0.08 grams or more per 100 milliliters of blood. They've charged this as a felony. They've alleged that you were previously convicted of operating as a minor with any BAC on or about January 21, 1997 in the 65A District Court, Clinton County. Do you have that prior conviction, sir?
I do.
Operating while intoxicated on or about June 4th, 1999 in the 53rd District Court. Do you have that prior conviction as well?
I do.
Do you have other drinking and driving convictions other than those?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have anything else on your criminal record?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing else?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, you would be aware of it, wouldn't you?
I know
Been in
that,
trouble with the law, you would typically know.
well, Your Honor, it's been 25 years, so I'm trying to recall. And I do believe I was pulled over and cited for driving unsuspended.
When was that?
It was more than 25 years ago, I believe.
Your Honor, I'm looking at his.
That was yeah, so I apologize. So there was an attempted flee and elude is what I was charged with.
That was as the juvenile one, Your Honor, in 1997.
So no criminal conviction since 97?
No, he's had one in 99, which
Okay.
is the operating under the influence. And then nothing else that I see. Maybe this one. May I approach, Your Honor?
Oh, okay, no.
I have the iChat.
All right, so 99 was your last conviction.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so you have those two prior drinking and driving convictions, and you only have two prior drinking and driving convictions. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, Your Honor.
All right. Therefore, upon conviction, you will be subject to an enhanced sentence, which could include vehicle forfeiture, a fine of not less than $500 no more than $5,000, and either 1 year to 5 years in prison, or probation with 30 days to 1 year in jail, at least 40 hours to be served consecutive, and 60 to 180 days community service. I can order rehabilitative programs, cost of prosecution, reimbursement to the government for emergency response. Vehicle immobilization is mandatory of not less than 1 year, no more than 3 years. You understand the charge and the maximum penalty?
I do.
All right, and looks like they're dismissing the failure to report an accident, which is a 90-day misdemeanor in exchange for this plea as well. Do you understand that?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're dismissing a failure to report an accident, which is a 90-day misdemeanor with this plea to the felon. Do
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
understand that?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Now, if you get accepted to and successfully complete sobriety court, they would reduce this conviction from a felony to a misdemeanor operating while intoxicated second offense. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you do not get in,
Okay,
or you do not successfully complete the program, it's still going to stay a felony. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition to the sobriety court, the court typically puts people in jail for 30 days. That's the statutory minimum. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is that your complete understanding of the plea agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Subject to the plea agreement, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea, that you're giving up the right to have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
Do you understand that you're also giving up certain constitutional rights and other rights you would have if you went to trial?
Yes.
We've advised you of those rights in writing. Did you read that document today?
I did.
Did you understand those rights?
I do.
Has anyone threatened you to get you to make this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you an outcome different than we placed on the record?
No.
You went to this plea of your own free will?
Yes.
You understand that any discussion regarding the advisory guidelines at this point is just a preliminary estimate, and the final sentencing guidelines could be different after I score them at the time of sentencing.
Yes.
Do you now give up your right to have a trial of any kind and all the rights that you would have at that trial? And do you wish to affirm your guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Is it true then that on or about September 25th, 2024, that you were in Big Prairie Township, Laredo County, state of Michigan?
Yes.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on Chestnut Avenue?
Yes.
Had you been consuming alcoholic beverages before driving?
Yes.
What were you drinking?
Beer.
Okay. What time did you start drinking?
I don't recall.
What time did you stop?
I would estimate shortly before I was pulled over.
What time was that?
I believe around 8 o'clock.
PM or AM?
PM, sir.
So you have an address not in this county. What were you doing here in Nuevo County?
I have a cottage in Nuevo.
on Pickerel.
Okay. Were you drinking at your cottage then?
Yeah, I had company.
All right, so you had some drinks at your cottage with company, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you start sometime afternoon-ish, mid-afternoon?
I believe that I was drugged, Your Honor.
You believe that you were drugged?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In addition to the alcohol that you consumed?
I believe I've talked with several people. There's a campground on the lake and there were a couple of gals that I had spent some time with, and one of whom I was a little interested in. And she was a little bit of a troublemaker. I don't even know her last name, so it's quite embarrassing. And I was drinking beer probably from 5 o'clock maybe. And
She gave you,
yeah, they had this jar and
I believe it might have been
Right, I
moonshine.
want to hear from him.
somebody told me it was like a date rape drug that will cause you to become extremely intoxicated.
Okay.
So
So she drugged you to take advantage of you? Is that what you're telling me?
no, I don't. I think they were using it as a leisure drug.
Okay.
You know, I asked around after this happened because I was very surprised. I went from being coherent, not intoxicated, I hadn't been drinking heavy, to being pulled over. And, you know, obviously I haven't been in trouble since '99. I'm not a,
Get a 0.20 blood alcohol level, Your Honor.
All right, well, let's drill into that a little bit. So from roughly 5 o'clock until you were pulled over at 8, how many beers do you think that you had?
I would say 4, maybe 5, maybe.
Any liquor?
No, Your Honor, just they called it jungle juice.
Okay, that could have been liquor.
It tasted like gasoline, Your Honor. I took 2 drinks and
Your Honor, jungle juice is typically a combination of all sorts of different liquors with some sort of juice to
it
make it
was terrible.
fruity, so that would be almost pure liquor.
I mean, they had a big jug of this stuff.
They had a mason jar.
They were passing it around.
Yes, Your Honor.
High potency stuff,
It tasted terrible.
but high alcohol content, you think?
Yes, I believe so.
Right. So between the combination of this jungle juice, this combination, it could even been like moonshine or something, right?
I've had moonshine and this was different. I
Okay.
don't, so, I mean, I literally went from going to the store to get some munchies, some chips and stuff, to being pulled over, and I just really didn't know what was going on, and it kind of almost just immediately hit me. So I wouldn't have driven. You know, I had to go to circuit court to get my driver's license back decades ago because of the 2 previous things. So I've been very, I'm a professional, you know, I
Professional drinking and driver?
no, sir,
Oh,
no.
what kind of professional are you talking about? Professional partier?
Pardon me?
Professional partier?
No, I've been in the financial district.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
your occupation is some sort of white collar profession.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So you had 4 or 5 beers, you had some jungle juice. Was it affecting your ability to drive?
Apparently, yes.
Apparently, or it was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you feeling the effects of the alcohol that you consumed?
At the time I was pulled over, absolutely.
You think that it was a bit affecting your ability to drive in a significant material way?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you had a blood test of 0.20?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Except that was an accurate reading of your bodily alcohol content?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you've told me that you have 2 prior convictions, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Married or single?
I'm divorced.
Divorced? How long have you been divorced?
10 years.
Now, there's some statement here that you failed to report an accident. What happened there?
They claimed I hit a mailbox. I went back the next day and I didn't see any evidence of that.
Someone just made it up? Another false report of a broken mailbox?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I went back, like I said, and drove up and down Chestnut, and I didn't see any mailboxes that were damaged, so I'm not sorry.
Was the car dented?
No, sir. No.
Someone was mistaken that you had the mailbox.
Well, I don't think so, no.
You don't think they were mistaken?
I didn't see any evidence, Your Honor, so I don't wanna.
It sounds like you're driving down Chestnut. Somebody either saw or heard something that sounded like a collision with a mailbox, and then they called the police and they tracked your vehicle down. Is that what I'm picking up? No?
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Okay.
It actually happened as a woman was in the car with her children, witnessed the defendant's vehicle blow a stop sign, go down into a ditch, and then he was able to get out of the ditch. And I believe that that is the accident that the police were, referring to.
Okay.
Because I don't see anything about a mailbox. I see
There's a mailbox down in the ditch.
There was.
That was what the officer claimed.
Okay.
Then he,
He blew a stoplight, went through the ditch, got it back up on the road. Somebody witnessed it and called the cops.
I believe so.
There was also damage to his vehicle, Your Honor. He's indicating that there wasn't. I'm concerned about this plea at this point, Your Honor, and I would ask the court not accept it and set this for trial. It appears that Mr. Florian is taking no responsibility for his actions, and I'm at the point that I'm uncomfortable.
I
with
take
this.
full responsibility. I don't recall what happened. So if I had, my cottage has poles, white poles that I had recently painted. So I had some scuff marks on my front fender. That was from days before when I was backing into my spot. And because the road is a single road, so you always have, if you have two cars that are oncoming, one has to park. So I was trying to get out of the way into my parking space at my cottage, and I hit that post. So I don't recall the accident.
I think he was in a blackout. I think it's pretty clear that, I mean, I think he's being as honest as he can. He was drinking beers.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, well, he was drinking beers. These girls gave him something.
No, first he was drugged.
Well,
He said he was drugged, and then it turns into jungle juice.
no, there was no drugs in his system.
That's what he said, he was drugged.
Well, I understand. I don't know why he said that, but I think he misunderstood. I don't think he realized what he was drinking. Fine, whatever the court wants to do. I'm just saying, I know what blackouts are like. I know what they do to people, and that's how I'm explaining it.
Yeah, I didn't mean by drugs, Your Honor. The way it was described to me is that people take the date rape drug is what they call it, which is basically, it's like the prosecutor it's like super alcohol or something.
No, that's not what a date rape drug is.
Hey,
Oh,
hey.
it was explained to me that you drink it.
Hold up, please. So, at this point, Ms. Robinson is indicating that she doesn't like your responses. And based upon that, she's withdrawing the offer. Withdrawing the offer from the sobriety court, and withdrawing the offer for the mystery. That's not something that I'm doing. That's something that she doesn't like the answers, and she's getting a bad feeling, kind of like I was getting a bad feeling. So she doesn't want to do this, given your responses. So it's out of my hands. If she's not offering it, I can't do it. So, John, trial docket, or we can have you come back for another pretrial conference.
Just set up for trial, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set it for trial.
I wasn't trying to deceive.
We know what we've got here. Just set it for trial.
All right, we'll set it for trial. We'll set it for trial May 20, 21, 22, and 23. We'll set it for a final conference. Let's do that March 24th at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all for today.
So I'm kind of on the fence with this one, and I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think. So if I'm correct and I understood everything, this charge was many years ago, like in 99. So I'm just judging off my memory. Like, I don't remember what I said 5 minutes ago, let alone in 99, let alone yesterday. So on that, like, his memory is probably shot. He probably wouldn't remember what he drank exactly, but I think you would know if you ran into a ditch. And I think, and the fact that he remembered about being drugged, if it's true, maybe he was just trying to, like, spice up the story a little bit. I don't know. But he remembered that, but he doesn't remember landing in a ditch. Like, I feel like that's something you would remember. So that's where I'm on the fence of, like, I feel like, okay, if this charge is back in 99, give the guy a little slack. You know, let him refresh his memory, whatever it takes. But I feel like the prosecutor should have gave him a chance. But then I feel like, I think you would know if you ran into a ditch. I mean, maybe not so everything you drank, okay? But he remembered being drugged and he doesn't remember driving to a ditch. So to me, I mean, maybe, I don't know. See, just more thoughts are coming at me, guys. My wheels are turning. But if I read it correctly, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm no profesh, okay? But that's where I'm on the fence of, where are you guys at? Do you think the prosecutor should have gave him more time? Or do you think that she was right in what she did and they're taking it to trial? Let me know in the comments.